Yeah, I wonder what that is. Like, integer smirk. I'm really not sure what that is, the reason you have that. A double doctrine doctoring. And 16 katanas. Alright, so before I forget, let's open the jar of leeks, because I don't know how long those will last, even being there, so... We're gonna eat them right away. Do I have a fishing pole? I do have a fishing pole. Well, I mean, to be also honest with the character, our character's like, I'm gonna get my degree in fishing. And by that I mean, she walked into a doctor's office, killed all the zombies with a crowbar, so, you know, got all her certificates in her various doctoring through that way. Bird and Sun says, the emote showcase in the desktop is down in your info panel below pretzel ad. It shows blank though. It shouldn't be showing blank. Hold please, I'm looking at my own stream. Like, for mine, the emote showcase is showing to the right, and it does have all my emotes in it, all tier 1, 2, and 3 emotes. Because I chose not to show the animated ones, because, like I said, leaving animated stuff up constantly can be very bothersome for some people. You need to grant permission as a viewer. Oh, so people watching the stream have to go to that and say, I would like permission to see that? Oh, that kind of sucks. That sucks. That's a bummer. Maybe I'll get rid of that panel. Yeah, it's a super easy fix. It's just, I would like it to be on my end where I say, like, everyone's allowed to have access to this. I understand it makes sense that they don't just, you know, give permission automatically. Like, maybe it potentially can see things or whatever. I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. If granted access by the streamer and the viewer, the extension will adjust the UI based on the subscription status of the viewer. The subscription status is never read server-side and handled entirely on the viewer's device. I see. So it's going to show you what emotes you have access to. Interesting. And then I just see everything always because I'm the streamer, you know, I have access to all my emotes because, you know, it's my channel. As a question, where it shows those locks, do you still see the emotes there? Or is it just, it shows as locked and that's the end of it? I'm only curious, because the entire reason I set that up in the first place was that way, you know, people could see what emotes I have in the channel and, you know, choose to use them, or choose to... Okay, cool. Like, that is what I want to do. Now, granted, I don't like the axis thing, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, weird. All of that's weird and I don't know. That's weird, Integer Smirk. I mean, it could be like I do stuff that, like, I make it so scripts aren't turned on various websites by default. I have to manually give them permission. It could be something like that I could see might screw with it. I still find it interesting that you can use an uncooked fish fillet. It's like, nah, that's fine. Go for it. Why wouldn't we allow it? Yay, moving into your new base. Always a good time. Alright, so let us go ahead and put our fish fillets in our antique stove. That is one of the things that I remember reading, because I believe what's going to happen is the eating just fish raw, and I don't know if it means like eating just the fish corpse raw. I know I'm leaning forward. I don't think this chair is adjusted right, and I'm getting kind of uncomfortable leaning back in it. So I am leaning forward deliberately at this point. I need... Where's the levers on this? Okay, I think I found the lever I was looking for anyways, which is the whole reason I was leaning in the way I shouldn't be. And we'll just continue to feed it fuel the entire time it's cooking. Oh, and one thing I strongly recommend for people, if you keep bleach anywhere in your like place you live, keep it as far away from your kitchen as possible, because it will accidentally show up as, I think it shows up as a condiment. So like, don't. Because bleach will 100% kill you in this game. As one would imagine, drinking bleach is completely and utterly fatal. Because what you'll do, and I'll show you exactly how this goes, you'll right click and go, I want to add a random, and they'll have like random, like from random condiment. You just go, I want a veggie. I want a fish. And then you go, I want a condiment. And they'll be like, oh, like, clearly you want bleach. And then you eat it, and suddenly you're dying. Yeah, so and there's reasons to have bleach. You can actually use the bleach to clean up blood stains. I believe you get a bucket of water and bleach and stuff like that. You can clean up the blood stains. But I generally don't worry about it. But you can do that. Oh. I didn't turn it on. Yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You have a rice cooker that looks like the battery charger. It would not honestly surprise me. Alright, so grab a thing of broccoli, grab a thing of cabbage, grab a thing of carrots, grab a thing of potatoes, grab a thing of radishes, grab a thing of strawberries, grab a thing of tomatoes. Grab all our loose seeds. Where's the trowel? You're gonna check if the rice is ready, then you realize it has an on switch. Yup. 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 I haven't done that one yet. But I definitely had stuff where it's like, you meant to get it done, you're like, oh, I never hit start. Well. And then you push start, like, good thing we're not eating that tonight, cuz that's not getting eaten tonight. Alright, so... Yeah, but you see, in IoT, in the real world, when you turn stuff on and off, you get a very distinct hum, or whatever sound is appropriate for whatever it is you're dealing with, that lets you know when it's turned on and off. Or like, an indicator light, or something. Whereas this game is just like, nah, it's on. Okay. It's not on. Also okay? I don't know. Destroyed potatoes? Okay. Sure, I don't know. Yep, I do have a face. This is only the second stream we've actually done with the camera on. That's because I had to like set up the green screen, get all that stuff going. The room I had been streaming from, which is the one that both me and my wife have our computers in, there wasn't a way to make the lighting conducive for a green screen that wouldn't involve me like turning off all the lights on her. So that wouldn't have been fair at all. So basically just got everything moved into what was my office from before I went on sabbatical. I was like, alright, well, we're not using this room as an office anymore, so I'm going to make it into like my little studio. It's already got sound treatment on the walls for my professional recording. I already had the green screen sitting in here. I've got my umbrella lights on either side. Well, like, it's basically already ready to rock and roll. I just got to move my desk and my computer and all that in. Granted, the desk was a huge chore to move, and I should have waited for my wife to be home to do it, because it was definitely not a one-person job. I'm also stubborn, so I did it anyways. Didn't hurt myself or anything, but it was definitely... It could have definitely been far more graceful. And I'll also say, yeah, it's still technically morning for me. Like, so good morning to you as well. And granted, it's the morning in the I haven't slept yet morning. Yeah. There's no, like, banging into walls or anything, but there's definitely... I'm sliding stuff that probably ought not be slid. And that's the way it is, because I was at that point, like... I started getting everything working, and like, okay, I can get this done before stream time, like... I still got 2 hours till stream. I can break all this down, get it all moved. Like, I've done IT. I've busted down a bunch of desks and set up computers and done that, all that. No time whatsoever. This will be easy. It took way longer than 2 hours to do. I mean, that's not true. It took more than the 2 hours to do. Like, I started like almost an hour late, actually. Like, half hour late was when I got everything set up, but I was like, alright, well, I've already been this much late. I'm going to get the camera working. Like... I will give people what they want in response for their waiting. So it took me like 20 minutes of tinkering to get the chroma key and the lighting and all that right, because you get your umbrella lights, you gotta like, be like, ah. And actually the biggest problem I ran into is the green screen's thin enough that the umbrella lights were showing through it, so you could see the wall behind it and stuff. So that would cause it to not blank out correctly. But that wasn't too hard to get around. All I had to do is I found I have like a navy blue, I guess you'd call it a blanket, like a navy blue cloth, and I just close pinned that up behind the green sheet so it's, you know, there's something dark behind it so it won't be see-through. And you shouldn't have to worry about these too much. It's supposed to rain in like just a day. Let's plant something out in the potatoes as well, just because of the number of seeds. Yep, we space out the plants to avoid the diseases from spreading. A lot of the diseases, if you put the plants next to each other, they will get to the other plants and cause problems. Now granted, with as much as I'm planting, honestly, one strategy is to just plant so much you don't care about the diseases, because you end up harvesting most of it before the diseases get too bad. And then after you do your harvest, you just like rip up all the plants that you didn't need. So I can put those back into a packet, and I can put these back into a packet, as well as these. And it'll make them lighter. And I'll board those two spots up. I don't want to plant that far up. Is there a best crop? Yes and no. There are certain crops that have definite advantages. Like for shelf life, potatoes are the best. So if you're just trying to find something that you can throw into a freezer and it'll last the longest, potatoes are king. For fastest growing, you have cabbage. Oh, put this in there. Strawberries can give happiness and reuse. Yeah, it's not, in Project Zombie, it's not literal forever, but we're talking, I have potatoes in here, in the freezer, that are still considered fresh, that those things, we pulled those up in November, so they're still good. For that matter, these strawberries, we pulled some of those strawberries up during the winter, which is fine. So we get these shoes off of our person. I mean, no one said they don't turn to mush. Your character might not care. The whole, when you're a zombie apocalypse, the standards drop a little bit. Hey, Rachel Kitten, how's it going? It is the 7th of March in-game. We have officially reached spring.